So, what are effective ways to prevent weight regain after weight loss? One of the most important things is don't go back to doing what you were doing. Um, I tell patients that if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. So, part of our visits are trying to help you understand what you've been doing to learn from that, to then not go back doing that. Because if so, 5 years down the road, you'll be where you are now because that's kind of what put the weight on to begin with. So, learning from experience, having the accountability, and then also understanding that if you need medication to manage your weight, so be it. That is appropriate for managing the condition of obesity. So, just like if someone had high blood pressure, we don't say, okay, I'm going to give you medicine for 3 months or 6 months. And then what happens if we stop taking the medicine? The blood pressure goes up again. Why? Because we're no longer treating it with an effective treatment. So, similarly, if we're treating someone with medication for obesity and we have an effective treatment and you stop treatment, it's very possible that the condition will return or get to the degree that it was before because you're no longer treating it. Now, I do know that in my office, we customize treatment. And so not everybody who's on medicine takes it all the time. Sometimes we space out when they need to take medicine, but obviously if medicine was needed to help you get there, the medicine's probably going to be needed to help you stay there. But continuing with the physical activity as well. They did studies of people who've lost over 30 pounds and kept it off for over a year. And they found that 90% of those exercised on average about 1 hour a day. And so, as far as the good habits to maintain the weight loss, physical activity, they also found that these people weighed themselves at least once a week. So, that's a good way of helping to make sure the weight doesn't come back on. In my office, we tell patients if you gained 5 pounds, come back and see us. If we've got you to your goal and we transitioned you to maintenance, but you gained 5 pounds, that's the red flag to come back and see us so we can nip things in the bud before they get out of control again. So to prevent weight regain, first, don't go back to your old habits. And hopefully you will have learned new habits on your journey. Hopefully as part of your visits, you've been taught new things and you've been putting those into practice. So the old habits are a thing of the past. So you've got new habits. If you're on medication, you might need to continue medication, but guess what? Indicated for that and you're having success. So no reason to stop. And then of course, making sure that you continue being physically active.